happy Thursday. I know you don't usually see me today, and I try to get on here more than once a week, but oh my gosh, things are crazy. But I wanted to show you, if you're like me and you have very limited time to craft, a couple of really quick tricks when it comes to making canvases, okay? So I know canvas signs, all the rage. Lots of people like to do the reverse canvases, which is to just take a regular canvas like this, and we've got tutorials on this, and you can take the backing out or take the frame off and put it on. We're not going to do that today. We're going to make it even faster, and what we are going to do is make this little sign. So this design, I threw the link up there. It's part of the August bundle and so fancy, but as you can see, this is how the design comes into Silhouette Studio. It's fully colored and everything. And for somebody like me who is like, I'm not cutting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors of HTV, that is where printable heat transfer comes into play. Now, that's my trick number 1. So I'm going to use StarCraft printable heat transfer in my inkjet. I moved my printer over here today just to make it easy. So that's trick number 1, to use printable heat transfer on the canvas instead of heat transfer vinyl. Okay, so then you're not cutting anything, you're literally designing in Silhouette Studio and printing. My second trick, and we're gonna do this all together, is to set up Silhouette Studio if your printer has a borderless printing option. And the reason that you wanna do this is because look how, this is just paper, I just printed on paper, and it's backwards because you need to reverse it. But this way I can get super close to the edge and make my design as large as possible to fill the canvas. And now for my third trick, I am using 11 by 14 canvases. And the nice thing about these, they come in a pack of 7, and I threw the link up there for that too, is they fit perfectly on my 9 by 12 heat press, okay? So the frame goes right around the base of the heat press, and I'm gonna pull you in a little bit closer when we get to that part, but then I don't have to take the frame out, I don't have to take the canvas off, I literally can put the whole frame right around my heat press, the base, the bottom platen of my 9 by 12 press, and wham bam, press and done, okay? All right, so I have everything here. We're gonna do this from start to finish. So this is what it looks like in Silhouette Studio, okay? So I brought my SVG into Silhouette Studio. I drew a box that was 11 by 14, okay? That represents my canvas. Then I drew a box that was 8.5 by 11. That represents the sheet of StarCraft, okay? So I know how big I can make my design to fit on here. Then, and I think I forgot this link, the link to the tutorial, but I think I saw Ashley on here, so hopefully she can throw it in the comments, on how to change my printer settings to print borderless. So now, all I have to do, I'm gonna come around this side. All I have to do is put my StarCraft, again, this one's for lights, into my inkjet, okay? You wanna make sure that the printed side is where you need it so that it prints on the front. For me, that's facing up because it feeds out. All right, and then I just go back into Silhouette Studio and I send this to print. Okay, so let's print that. File, print. Now, you have to print in reverse, remember, because with heat transfer vinyl, just like with printable heat transfer, you are going to flip it onto the surface. And when you do that and then peel the backing off, it is oriented the correct way, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. It's printing. Again, this is gonna print in full color and all on one sheet. You don't even need to use your Silhouette cutting machine for this, because the areas that are, it's one of those like self-weeding type materials, so the areas that don't have any print, they don't show up. Now, there is a tiny, I don't even know if you can see this, a tiny bit of a sheen area where the full sheet was, but I mean, you really have to look and you really have to have it in the light the correct way. But what this does is it puts the ink right into the canvas, okay? So after this gets done printing, I'm just going to put it right on my canvas, and again, I threw the link up there for you, and then we can heat press that. Now this part, after you put it on the canvas and start pressing, you need to work quickly, okay? All right, I'm gonna move the camera so you have a little bit better view over here of me pressing, because I want you to see why I like using this smaller press. Well, that's awfully awkward, isn't it? Hello. I have to be careful with the shirt. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the canvas, still on the wood backing, and literally it goes right over the bottom piece. And so now this is hard. You know how canvas is, because there's no backing, it can be hard to heat press because you have no tension there. Well, the base of the heat press makes the gives you that tension. And now I can't get too close to the edge because of not only, well, because of the frame, but that helps me with placing this so I can see that it's pretty even. You can measure if you want. I'm not going to measure. I'm going to trust that I got this, okay? Now, for StarCraft lights, you need this on your heat press on 375 for 30 seconds. And once that press time is done, you have to work fast, or else the edge of this paper ends up stuck, and you can eventually get it off, but it's not as easy. So 30 seconds here, and then, like I said, then we peel the backing off, and the ink is into the material. It is about as close to sublimation without a sublimation printer as you're going to get. There's no cutting involved. It's basically self-weeding. The areas where there is no print, you won't see on your surface. You can't use it on darks. You need to use a dark material. Okay, so now is where I have to work very quickly to peel this off. I gotta at least get it started. Okay, and the whole thing, if you don't work quickly, there you go. Okay, you saw that, right? So if you don't work quickly, the very edge of this stuff sometimes gets stuck there, and then it's just, you have to use like a little scraper or something. So that's all there is. Printable heat transfer for your inkjet StarCraft. Love it when you put all these awesome things together. The pink heat press, people ask me all the time, is it too small? No, I love it for small projects like this. And this isn't even a small project. It's 11 by 14, okay? And it's perfect for this. This would actually not even work on my larger press. I'll show you. So the reason that this wouldn't work on here is because the bottom platen of a 15 by 15 press is actually too large, and so the canvas, the base of the canvas, can't go around it. It sits on top, and if you try to heat press this, you don't have enough tension there. You don't have enough pressure there. But with this one, you're hooking your whole canvas is going all the way down around the entire base bottom platen, and then you have instant pressure. You don't even need any pressing pillows or anything like that, okay? All right, guys, I hope you learned a little something. Pick up something a little fun. If you are interested in the design, this, like I said, is part of the August bundle on So Fancy. It's $19.99. There's like 250 designs, 17 fonts. It's a crazy bundle. Been super popular, and this is one of them. And this method, great for anything that's multicolor. Of course, you can do it, or has a lot of, even if this was all black, you didn't want to feel like weeding it. Go ahead, printable heat transfer, okay? There you go. All right, guys, have a great one. I'll see you soon.